Hey, welcome to the show, everyone. We have Kelly Thewlis on the show. We're going to be talking about asshole bikers. Rob Zombie gets into an altercation with the female fan. How often do you change your underwear? Tommy John surveyed 1,000 people and the results might surprise you. We also have crazy news, get to work, and much more. Keep it locked right here on the Epic Radio Show.
Epic Radio Show.
Epic!
It's showtime!
welcome everybody to the Epic Radio Show. I am your host, Epic. We have Chris Ketler in the building.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey, what's going on, Chris, man?
Living the dream, man.
Yeah. Hey, if nobody really follows us on social media, I just wanted to congratulate you, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, you've had a lot of good things happen over the weekend.
It's been a great weekend. It really
And recently you were interviewed by who? The Akron Beacon Journal.
Yeah, the Akron Beacon Journal did a nice article, 2 pages, covered the local section.
Just beautiful.
Yeah, it was. I was very blessed, man.
And then what was the other one? I can't remember.
Oh, jeez, what was it? It was the Worcester paper out there, the Trading Post. And then Monday, I got another one in the Worcester Daily Record coming out, man.
Yeah.
Woo.
Good job.
Just rocking it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Rocking.
And then, of course, we have the lovely Ashley.
Of course. And I'm here too.
Oh my
Chris
God.
and all his accomplishments, and then me in the box.
Yeah.
Your accomplishments are much greater, though, because you're raising children.
I guess.
And that is a much
Like,
more
I
challenging
guess.
thing than I ever have taken on in my life.
Ashley Williams is like, where's Ashley? I'm right here. See, someone was asking about me.
Yeah, definitely.
Someone cares. Somebody cares out there. Thank you, Ashley.
We have a great show for you guys. We are talking about a ton of shit today.
A ton of shit.
Ton of stuff. We have a new segment called Say What?
Say what?
It's like I said, it's hopefully as funny as I'm hoping it's going to be.
Yeah. Me and actually came up with this little thing just by accident.
Yes.
We were just I think we were just talking about slang words and how funny they are.
Because we don't use them in the correct way. And
Yeah.
we're old, whatever.
Yeah. So like on fleek, we actually figured out on fleek.
Let's not get into this too soon.
No.
Is that like something that after they shaved a sheep or something?
No.
On fleek? Like I stuffed my pillow full of fleek?
No.
Stuff my pillow full of fleas.
I don't know.
I don't know what that means.
I love it.
I love it though.
Love it. It's great. It's a good time.
Welcome all of you in the chat already.
Sean, Jeremy,
Well,
Manuel,
that was kinda weird.
Ashley, Allison, Rachel.
That was
Anybody I
kinda
didn't
weird.
name because I
It
didn't
just-
see you comment yet.
That's
Said
awesome.
it was displaying the comment, then it didn't. There we go. Hi.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, Ashley
gals,
Williams.
Cats and kittens.
Yeah, that was kind of
Everybody.
strange.
Ooh, everybody.
Let's see. Hi, Manuel Corbello, Jeremy Rodriguez. And I don't mean cyclists, Dick. I mean bikers.
Jeremy Rodriguez. I was
Biker.
talking
Hey,
to
Sean.
somebody
I
last
mean,
night about him.
some,
Yeah.
cyclists are annoying, but we're not getting into that today.
We're not talking about like
riding their bikes.
yeah, riding our bikes.
Like a little
we're
bicycle.
talking about motorcycles and ATVs.
Real
which
bikes.
actually
The real bikes.
The real bikes.
we're gonna get right into.
Now. Actually. First topic.
So I don't know if you've ever been out.
Ever.
Like
Has any of
you're
you
just
ever been out?
driving, you're just driving down the street, and then all of a sudden, a giant gang of like 30 or more bikers or four wheelers or whatever, they just start coming up next to you. They start popping wheelies. They start doing really dangerous stunts.
Trick riding.
Yeah, trick
Yes,
riding, in front of
Standing
you.
up.
Scaring my kids.
Handstanding.
Whatever.
Yeah. But there's a lot of new safety concerns over the rogue motorcycle riders disrupting traffic on major highways in recent weeks. In fact, there was a what do you want?
Peekaboo.
Oh my goodness.
Great job last
Oh my
week.
goodness.
Which child was that?
Emily. She's just peeking her head in the studio.
Sorry.
And I happened to see her. It was kind of weird because she had the door cracked open and just part of her face was in there.
Kinda creepy.
It kind of creeped me out for a second.
Fucking creepy.
She did a
kids.
great job last week, though, didn't
Yeah,
she? She was awesome, I
Yeah.
Yeah, she was pretty funny.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
she got kind of like with it, she was just kind of like,
thought. Took her a little while to warm up, but
Yeah.
once she got there,
I think it was
very
more
good.
just tired because she went to bed so late the night
she's a
before.
bomb.
Yeah.
Can I use that excuse?
No.
When I suck? No, Ashley said,
No.
no, Chris, you must be on
I
point.
can't use it. I can't use it, so you can't either.
All right.
Sorry.
I'll
But
muscle
basically, plated street legal motorcycle riders are just doing a lot of dangerous stuff lately.
Yes.
They're blocking lanes,
scurry.
performing potential dangerous stunts, and they're breaking the law. They're also going on sidewalks. They're putting pedestrians in danger.
Wish I had
There's just a lot of things going on there.
And they're giving motorcycles a bad name.
Yeah.
They're making everyone who actually does things the right way, they're making all y'all look ridiculous.
Yeah.
Everyone, no one likes
screenshot of that.
Yeah, this comes around every so often, though, you know?
Yeah.
We had the Star Boys back in the 90s in Akron. Do you remember that? Or
No, I don't.
Yeah. They did the same thing in the 90s. They took over the streets and, popping front wheelies and handstanding on handlebars while they're going down the road. It's just crazy.
I mean, there's people that say, oh, well, they're not hurting anybody.
But what the fuck though? Why can't they follow the law?
I mean, and that's kind of where I'm at. I'm kind of like.
That's right, Jeremy.
What's that?
He said ATV and the dirt bikers of that asshole group are asshole riders, and those aren't bike riders; those are assholes.
I know. I agree. Like, I feel like they're out not to just ride, because there's a difference between real bikers. They follow the laws. They don't cut in front of you, and they don't, because see, this is the thing, man. There was an incident. I think it was about a month ago, where a truck actually hit one of them and dragged them, and then they chased him down and beat the shit out of him.
Oh my god!
Yeah, so
that's terrible.
Because he was scared, that's why he didn't stop.
The bikers chased the trucker down.
Yes, and beat the shit out of him.
That whole situation's scary.
Yeah. So it's like it's dangerous for everybody. It's dangerous for pedestrians that could be going by, because I mean they're literally just driving on the sidewalk fast as fuck.
Yep.
All this stuff, man.
So stop being stupid and stop scaring my kids, because we got caught in like one of those.
Oh, did you?
Allison said, I remember the Star Boys. It was dumb.
Last summer, we were I don't know where we were. We were headed home. We had to take a different way because I think a highway was closed for construction or some shit. And we were behind another car, and these motherfuckers just pull up. And then more just pull up, and then they're going in between us, and they're going around us, and it was just a bad time. The kids were like, "What's going on? Why is it so loud?" And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you guys. They're just being jerks. I don't. Unfortunately, it's hard to explain to small kids that people are just jerks.
Yeah.
But that reminds me of what Ryan said the other day.
What did he say the other day?
Ryan just said he was mad, and I'm like, why? And he said, because everyone is stupid. I'm like,
Kids speak the truth, man. Everybody is stupid.
It was just sitting at the table.
Just eating breakfast.
Eating breakfast. And all of a sudden, I'm mad.
Why? Everyone is stupid.
Ryan, I think you're on to something there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As the parent, I had to say, no, that's not very nice to say.
Manuel
on point, though.
Cabello said they were blocking traffic by East 55th the other day. 2 lights went before they let us go.
Wow.
Another thing, too. I mean, they're literally blocking all 4 lanes because they're not even following traffic lights.
They don't give a fuck. They're not giving a shit about all
they're
that.
Literally in the middle of the street, doing donuts
whatever
and
they want to do.
Right.
Flips or wheelies or whatever,
And it's dangerous.
I kind of,
like it.
I was kind of hoping somebody in the chat would be a writer like this,
you an asshole,
so that I can just ask them, hey, why do you guys do this? Why do you think this is cool? You know what I mean?
Hey, David.
Is there let's see. David said, I remember Starboy and Dennison in the late 90s flying past us on the street, and 10 minutes later, cops raced by because the guy fell off and died.
Yep. It happened a number of times. People crashed and got hurt and caused accidents back in those days. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But you know what? These guys aren't bikers. They're more adrenaline junkies.
Yeah.
I mean, these are thrill seekers and stuff like that. And they probably do other crazy stuff besides just this. You know what I mean?
I mean, but how do they find 40 other people like them?
That's what I'm wondering. They just hold a fucking convention of assholes.
Yeah.
Social media,
Craigslist,
shit. Yep, social
Call
media.
up all your dumbass friends.
Seeking other bikers.
Do you want to ride an ATV and be retarded?
Well, you know what? This is the thing. Because I ride. When you're out and you're riding and you see other people riding, you can join in and you ride together. It's kind of, you just...
Yeah.
That's fine. You're
so these guys are doing the same thing. They hang, people see them.
Annoying.
Yeah, right.
That's the difference.
Well, they're more than annoying, aren't they?
They're very fucking stupid, too.
I mean, and like I said, it doesn't bother me so much when there's like 4 or 5 of them. They're in a row. They're actually following traffic laws.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They might get past you just so they don't get held up by us, because bikers do tend to go a little quicker than cars.
Well, they want to accelerate. That's the thing.
That's the whole point of the thing. And most of the time, especially if you're on a highway, you're on a bike or whatever, a lot of the cops, man, they don't really stop you unless you're really being retarded.
Yep.
You're going 110.
Excessive. Yep.
But you go 80, 85 on a bike. Usually they don't even fucking give a shit.
No.
As long as you're not being stupid about it, It's just insane, man.
It is. I don't like it.
Well, back in the 90s with the Star Boys, do you know how they broke them up? Was they wanted to give them a place to do it where they would be allowed to do it, and it would be supervised and all that, and they wanted nothing to do with that, and that's kind of when they fell apart and stuff. So all you got to do is try to give these people a place where they could go and do this, and they're going to lose interest because they don't want to do it in a safe, structured environment. They want to be rebels. You know what I mean? Out there on the streets.
Well, they did propose something like that in Cleveland,
having a safe place to run them.
Yes, but it was scrapped, I believe.
Yeah.
But it hasn't. This time, it hasn't deterred them.
Yeah.
Well,
it only works so many times before they figure a way to get around that too. You know what I mean?
I know.
It's hilarious. Decades ago, this was the problem we had with skateboards. They would talk about it, and people were skateboarding everywhere, and it's like, what do we do? And then there was the skate parks came about. At first it's like, no, we don't want skate parks, no. And now most communities have a skate park.
Shit, my phone.
I mean, and there's not as many skateboarders, but there's still quite a bit.
I see a couple here and there.
Yeah.
They're not as... I don't see that many, I don't think, because most of them aren't in the fucking street, but...
Yeah.
There's some...
but there's a lot... I think there's a lot more respected skaters now, and that actually follow the laws than there used to be.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. Because before, like, especially in the 90s, they were dumbass kids. They were riding around, they're spray painting shit. They were just doing all kinds of dumb shit, you know?
Right.
But, like, I think most people that ride skateboards now, especially since it's a lot more mainstream.
Right. That's it, I think, right there.
Like, it's just not a big deal anymore. It's not as big of a deal.
It's like, oh, look what
Nobody
they're doing.
really gives them too much shit,
So kids, I paved the way for you. By skating those bank parking lots back in the 70s and 80s.
See, Jeremy, I have a truck now. Let one of those dumbasses get in front of me. I'll make them pothole fill. LOL.
Ooh.
Manuel, they're ignorant comedians, not riders. Real riders won't ride in front of the people and police and flip them off. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It is crazy. It is cray-crays.
Cray-cray.
That's one of your slang words now. Cray-cray, that's a pretty simple one.
Jeremy also said the real Star Boys actually owned an airstrip.
That's right, at one point,
The people who tried to be the Star Boys were the retards on the street.
For sure. I don't know much about that at all. But
I don't either.
That's a long time ago now, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking, 30 years ago? 30 years ago?
I'm not even 30, so. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks,
I'm just in the box.
Well, I mean,
that's why I'm in the box.
I would have been 6. Well, no, wait. You said 90s, right? Mid-90s?
I was alive then.
It was the late 80s, early 90s that they were just all over Akron.
All right. Then I wouldn't have... I'd be too young to remember that.
Yeah.
So, it's all good.
Well,
thanks for sharing that and making me
welcome.
feel like
before we go on break...
I'm just saying I can't help when I was born.
Before we go on break, I want to make sure that you follow us on the social medias. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You can check out our page, our webpage, theepicradioshow.com.
Epic Radio Show.
We have merchandise for sale as always.
Yep.
I mean, I believe all you have to do is go to Etsy and just look up the Epic Radio Show.
We're there.
Pretty simple.
There's still only $12.50 a shirt.
Rachel said Wadsworth has a nice skate park.
Wadsworth has a very nice skate park. Yeah.
But we're gonna go on break. We're gonna get Kelly Thewlis on the phone, and then we will kick off this interview.
Awesome.
So definitely stick with us, and we'll be right back after these messages.
These messages.
Yeah. Anyways, today's guest, she's a comedian. She's a mother. She's a bad motherfucker.
Please do my intro from now on.
Yeah, there you go.
I want you to introduce me.
It's a really good intro.
We have comedian Kelly Thewlis.
Good.
Thank you. We have comedian Kelly Thewlis on the line. Hello, Kelly. Sorry about that weird intro, but yeah, that's awesome.
I loved it. I think I have a new business card slogan.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So how long have you been doing comedy?
Oh goodness, the years all do blend in together, don't they?
They do.
It's been 7 years since I've been in comedy.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you get your start? Like, what got you into it originally?
Well, I, like many comedians, it's always been a lifelong passion of mine. I was really interested in it as a kid. I didn't really pursue it, though, until I moved out to LA, and I actually moved out there to do film production, which I did work in. But I wanted to do something to kind of like meet people and get involved, and so I joined the Second City LA school out there. Nice. And so I studied in that program, and then did a couple of years within the Second City LA, and I wanted to then move on to do something that was both free and alone, because you can spend a lot of money in improv schools out there. And also I a little bit control freak. I was like, that's not the direction I had in my head for a scene, which is not who you want to play with in improv. So I just tried stand-up comedy and was like, oh, this is so much more me.
Like more fulfilling.
And just went with it ever since.
See,
it was more my personality, you know, and improv done well is amazing. Yeah. But a lot of times, improv not done well is what you encounter. And it's also not, I just like the realism that stand-up comedy brings. Yeah. You can bring more truthful stories to it, whereas improv, you're like, you're a unicorn on a beach, and what's that from the audience? Penis? Okay, work that in.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, it's funny how everybody just yells out penis eventually. Eventually, no matter what it is. Yeah,
every time.
Like, yeah,
nothing brings out the inner middle schooler in you than an improv show.
Yeah,
it's just
like,
nuts.
Somehow,
or
that's where everyone goes.
Or let's see, court. Yeah, somehow it's like, oh, you have to pay $200 for this ticket, and somebody yells out penis.
Penis.
Like,
what?
I don't know why that happens, but
Who said
it just
that?
always, you know.
I wish I had a penis sound effect. Someone just yelling penis. That'd be great.
So
I ever think that's happened in court? I've never.
Yeah, just randomly, you know, just.
I mean, maybe.
You know, you're giving birth, you know, like, and all of a sudden, oh, penis. That actually makes sense.
I think it's just epic.
Unless it's a girl that you're giving birth to, then it's kind of weird.
Walking around just yelling peanuts. That's peanuts.
We're stuck on penis. Why are we always stuck on
which is funny because speaking of giving birth.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
You're a mother.
Yay.
I am.
Yeah, congratulations.
Awesome.
Thank you.
How old is she?
Yeah. She's one.
One. Aw.
Baby.
And it's kind of funny because you weren't really planning on being a mother, correct?
We definitely were not. No.
No.
I mean, it was one of those. I mean, I love her. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Of course.
It's all worked out.
It worked out for me. It's
all
great.
Worked out for the best.
Yes.
But
just give it time.
We'll go back. We had talked about it in future settings where it was like, oh yeah, maybe one day we'll have a kid. I don't know. Right now we're both, my partner and I, we're so busy with our careers and whatnot, and just weren't focused on it.
Yeah.
It was not planned.
No.
So, but I had the copper IUD. So listeners out there, you can be afraid.
Very afraid.
It's this IUD that's supposed to be 99% effective. That's what all the paperwork says, and doctors told it as, and we are the 1%. We have made it into the 1%.
Like, here we are.
Yeah.
I have a baby.
Not in the way you expected, though. And you've toured quite a bit. I mean, you've been to the world famous Comedy Store in Los Angeles, Second City in Hollywood, and then the comedy circuit in London. How was London? How did that all come about?
Fun. Well, it was just kind of, I was going out there for different reasons, just a vacation, and I just sort of put it out on the web, being like, does anyone know anybody out in London? Does anyone know? Just thinking I'd get someone going, oh, you should check out this open mic or whatever.
Yeah.
And I usually didn't even realize I was booked on a show. I thought it was just an open mic, and then all of a sudden flyers started coming out, and I was like, oh, this is a thing.
Okay.
Like,
Wow.
whoa, step up that game. But it was awesome. It was challenging because I really didn't know the sensibilities of, beyond what I had known from like Monty Python and what, watching comedians from English comedians. But like, I didn't really know how it was going to go over in this show, and it went over great. There was a couple things. I think it was back then I was still doing like dating app stuff because I just didn't have a lot to talk about. And so I think I had to like explain what some dating apps were or whatever that I was talking about. But other than that, it was a lot of fun. That particular show played a lot of games in between that were just wild. They'd throw lettuce at everybody. Like, it was just a
lettuce?
fun.
I mean, so like, did you have a bowl and then you made salads? Like, I don't. What's the whole?
Nope, they just like.
Was it like whole heads of lettuce? Was it shredded lettuce?
Shredded?
Was it like
It
confetti?
was all shredded.
I was about to say, I
English
thought it was
version
shredded.
of throwing tomatoes.
Heads,
Strange. Yeah.
It was the comedians throwing it at the audience.
Huh.
That was what.
So what?
It's the tomatoes in
Very
reverse.
bizarre.
Yeah.
Tomatoes were nicer though. They just threw soft lettuce, like bib lettuce, baby lettuce.
Like, I want to throw a
Swiss
head of
chard.
lettuce
Very
at somebody.
interesting.
Like, dodgeball, bitch. Like,
Charge the lettuce, bitch.
you didn't know what you were coming into tonight.
Squirt salad
Comedians
dressing
tossing
in
their salad.
Oh my goodness, man.
I don't know
Oh man. So what do you think the worst show you ever had was?
It was probably a Funny Noise production show.
Oh no! Oh no! Well, I wasn't gonna say the funniest one was the show that you produced, Chris, where the mic was gone, and that was fun though because it was a challenge because you don't realize how much the microphone is like your security blanket up there, and then like it becomes from being a stand-up show to a TED Talk without that microphone. So it was just a strange, like it was just more of an experiment where it's like, wow, just a simple change of losing that microphone changes the entire dynamic and changes how you approach the audience. So I actually really enjoyed that show. But that was the only like off show I've had at Funny Noise. Everything else has been amazing. And we still had a lot of fun with that one.
Oh yeah, we did. Hey, let me ask you, Kelly, because that's funny. This is like the second time that show came up this week. Did you have the same struggle? Did you have the same struggle I did? Like, what do I do with both hands now? Or was that not an issue for you?
It was like Will Ferrell and Talladega Nights. Were all playing.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
I don't know
I don't
what
know what-
to do with
Right.
my hands. Like, what do I do?
Right.
Yeah, okay, I don't know.
It really did.
But
It's
yeah,
funny how it changes the dynamic.
That was a great show from way back. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
That's
it was
awesome.
fun.
It was.
Oh gosh, the two like worst shows that come in mind was I had a show just recently that I did. We were benefiting the ACLU, and we just had these extreme hecklers. Like they just talked. They talked through the entire thing. They were relentless. They wouldn't stop talking. They donated a lot of money though, so you're like, oh, okay. But then they said they're like, but we donated money, so we get to talk. I'm like, no, that's not how this.
Yeah, that's kind of douchey. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was difficult. But it was funny because afterwards they said like, hey, we really appreciate you, doing it for this organization. Like, made us feel welcomed and whatever. And I'm like, what? No, but you talked the entire time. I don't understand.
I know. Maybe they just weren't really schooled on the etiquette of comedy shows, because not a lot of people realize there is almost like a untold etiquette, when you're an audience member, like you don't want to just shout out random stuff unless it's relevant
I mean, they were full blown trying to have conversations with us. Like,
I got
somebody somebody brought up a joke about religion, and then one of them stood up being like, "Well, here's what I believe." And
Oh no!
that's
Why?
This isn't
that
stop.
time.
Sit down.
Yeah.
You're not the comedian. Sit down.
They're
Calm
shouting
down.
out like racist things
What?
and like it was just sexist things. It was from the very start. Like I said like 2 words.
I guess
I
they
was
were.
like, "Welcome to the show," and then they're like, "Take your top off." I'm like,
Like,
"Oh, this
fuck
is how
you.
this is going to be." Okay. It
So
was
were they
go.
anti?
Set you up for the whole
Were they
show.
against the ACLU? Was that what it was? They came out
No,
kind of to
they
be
said-
like, or they were
donated and
supporters.
stuff. Like, what the fuck's
No,
wrong
they
with
said they
y'all?
were supporters, and they thanked me for having the show. They
But-
just thought that that's truly how a comedy show went,
Like,
was
no.
that the audience
Y'all are
participates.
dicks.
I mean, I don't really. Was it a brothel? Like I don't.
That's what I'm like, what's going on there?
Like I don't.
Hey, there are comedians who are performing in swingers clubs in
I know,
Cleveland,
like,
man.
Jesus.
It's like,
Was a strip
I don't
club?
know if
I
wanna
did that
com-
before.
Did you?
I
didn't
did
want to
that
compete
show.
with somebody getting their dick sucked. You know,
my
I'm
God.
sorry.
I did a show at a swingers club where like everyone was naked. It was
Yeah.
so weird.
Weird. Oh God, I would be able to.
How
It's
did
become
that
a part of my
work?
stand-up. They were a great audience, though.
I bet they were.
so much fun.
I don't
Yeah.
want to compete against nude people when I'm on stage. I'm sorry.
Well, the joke that I said there and have since used is like, you know, how you always imagine the audience naked, where it's
Yeah.
like this one you just didn't have to do that.
Right.
It
You
worked
Wow.
kind of
a
was
ton.
there.
They were there.
Helped a lot.
Yeah, that other show though, it just kind of seemed like it was some eyes wide shut shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't.
What show?
The
No.
one you were just talking about
Oh,
before, like they just come in thinking, oh, like I donated a bunch of money, let me just see some.
Yeah, let me just
Yeah.
right.
Say
It,
whatever I want.
it was
Yeah.
strange.
I've bought my right to speak.
Yeah, like they were like some Illuminati shit. Like, oh, I already
Illuminati.
paid my time. I'm just gonna do whatever
Yeah.
I want.
Oh man.
I'd say the second worst show that's a little bit different was I had this was early in my career, I was hosting, and some audience member charged the stage, picked me up, and carried me outside the restaurant,
What?
and then dropped me on the concrete
Oh my God,
Wow.
that's
because he was
terrible.
drunk.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and like nobody stopped him because
What
it
the
was like
hell?
a bar show, and everyone just thought that was
That was
part of
something
the
that
act.
happened.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, seriously, that is nuts. I'd be like, motherfucker, back the hell off of me. What the fuck?
Like, yeah.
So what did you do?
No.
Like,
Oh,
I don't
no.
get it.
Well,
Like,
what could you do?
I know,
really,
but, like,
Kelly,
no,
right?
after-
Hit him with
I mean,
the,
did
like,
you
just
drop
grab the
him, like,
microphone stand and
drop
smack him
kick
with
his
it.
ass or what? Like,
Get the fuck
like
out of here.
what? I mean, were you just in
Grab a chair.
disbelief at
A
that
bunch of
moment?
comedians gathered together and got on motorcycles and chased him down and beat the
Yeah,
shit
that's
out
what
of
it was.
him.
Yeah.
And that's the comedian motorcycle gang was born.
Yeah, that's how that was started.
Oh my goodness. So sad.
That's a crazy
Yeah,
story.
no, I mean,
Did you call
Yeah.
the cops? What was like? What ended up
no,
happening?
no. I mean,
You picked yourself up,
I mean,
went back in, and finished up, didn't you, Kelly?
pretty much.
Because
yeah,
that's what
pretty
you do
much.
when you're a pro.
I mean, the booker of the show, he ended up like following us out there and I guess kicked the guy out or whatever. I just
Okay.
like, went back inside, kept
Like,
going.
okay then.
You know?
That was weird.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Sorry for the delay, audience.
back to what I was saying. Before I got thrown outside.
Meanwhile, back on the main stage.
Right. Anyways.
Yeah. Oh, and then actually, I'm doing this show again. It's next Saturday, the Live Laughs Comedy Festival.
Okay.
But I did it last year, and the camera operator passed out while I was on set,
Oh.
What?
or while I was doing my set. He passed out on stage, and so
Dang.
then I guess and so then I had to like keep going with my act, but like. And then I just started being like, well, first I made the horrible
Did he
off-color
die?
joke where, well, no, he didn't. He's okay.
Okay,
But I made
okay.
the off-color joke where I'm like, I'm really killing up here. And
Oh
oh
my
my God, I regret
God.
saying that.
Oh my
I'm like,
god.
too soon. I'm so sorry. He's still up there. And then,
So, Kelly,
I
is he
was,
like
like,
flopping
narrating,
around on the
like-
stage like a fish out of water, or is he just laying there?
no, he just laid, he was just
Wow.
down.
It's just crumpled.
And,
huh?
yeah.
Was it
and
heat
then,
stroke? Like,
I think
Oh,
heat stroke combined with a little bit of drugs.
Gotcha.
Something. And that,
Gotcha.
I don't know
Something.
exactly what happened.
Something
It was
there.
early. It was early in the
It was
festival
early.
too.
What the
So I don't
fuck?
know what it was.
So the lesson
But,
here, kids, is
he was
don't
having a
mix
good
your
time.
drugs on with heat on a
Yeah.
hot day.
But
no,
he-
no.
Yeah.
Stay inside in the
Especially-
air
Maybe you
conditioning and
drink
do
some
your
water.
drugs.
Yeah. You can't do X without some H2O. Let's just say that.
Get some H2O in your life.
You have to keep at least a gallon of water with you when you do X.
Keep the fluids in you, man.
Yes. That is the leading cause of death in X.
See, these are the important messages.
He tried to sell me the tape too.
Oh my god. That's funny.
He tried to sell you the tape.
But then the camera just kind of flops and it kind of goes gray at the end.
Wait a minute. That wasn't even the full...
He was like, I'll edit all that out. And I was like, I only want it.
No, don't edit it out.
No. Give it to
I want to see me sideways with the camera on the ground.
Camera fall.
I think that would have been...
Shooting just my feet.
And then, narrate the paramedics coming in.
Right. Edit that out. You suddenly right to it.
But I did have to go after the paramedics came and they checked him out and everything stopped. They sent me back up there to do the rest of my set.
It's funny how it started out as a comedy show and then ended up being Grey's Anatomy. Oh man! So you do have a couple upcoming shows. Like you said, you have that Live Laughs Comedy Festival. You are going to be on locally sourced comedy. It's at Greenhouse Tavern. It's a free show, and that's the 28th.
That's good stuff up
August.
there.
Yep, it starts at 7:30. This festival is the 24th. Starts at 6. You can get passes for $25 for the weekend or $10 a day.
What a bargain!
Yeah, it's a fun show. They're trying to make it like the Woodstock of comedy. So the whole camp out. Yeah, cool. They bring all sorts of comedians from all over out there to perform, and everyone's just out there camping and watching comedy. It's a cool thing.
Mm-hmm.
You're also on a podcast.
Yes.
What's So Funny podcast. So how did you get into that?
Well, this is why everyone should always be nice to everybody, because you just never know what connection from your past is going to help you. Okay. So I got this from a script supervisor that I used to work with on a couple different productions. We both met in Ohio, worked on a couple films, and then we both had moved to LA, didn't work together too much out there. And then we both happened to move back, and she is now a producer at Front Porch People and was producing this podcast. And she said, "Oh, you do comedy, right? Do you want to be involved in this?" I'm like, "Yes, I do."
That's
so
awesome.
It's really cool. It's a cool concept. We listen to albums from primarily the 1960s and early 70s, and we just talk about them and their influence in current comedy. And yeah, it's cool. I just did an episode on Mom's Mabley. We recorded that Thursday. Yeah. We did Nichols and May and Steve Martin, and it's so much fun to go back and like listen to the comedy roots,
the classics.
Now, do you think you kind of like gravitate more towards like the classic stuff? Because I even noticed on your Facebook you like older music too. Like you're into like so. Not saying I was stalking you or anything.
He was stalking you.
Not saying. He was doing his job as a host.
As a stalker.
Exactly.
As a stalker.
I mean, we call it research, but other people might see it a little differently. It's cool.
It's a license to creep.
That's a good thing.
License to creep.
I have the host thing. Like, I'm not stalking you, girl.
No, I'm just looking at your page for 3 hours straight.
Looking at your pictures.
No, but I like, do you feel like you're kind of like an old soul? You know what I mean? Or like why do you feel like you kind of gravitate towards like the older comedy,
older material? I was truly a little baby hipster before hipster was a thing. I was that like kid being like, Eminem on CD. Are you kidding me? Have you heard John Lennon on vinyl? Like that's literally what I was out there talking about. Just ridiculous little kid out there shoving that on people. But
that's funny.
I don't know. I always enjoyed older stuff. But what's funny is now I'm like, oh, I should listen to 90s music. Like, as the decades have gone by, I'm discovering it.
Oh, this sounds really nice. Like, I like that.
I do that quite a bit. I don't like a lot of I don't know how to explain it. Like there's newer music I like. I do tend to kind of I listen to all eras, so I think
you're all over the place.
I'm all over the place when it comes to music.
Well, I think you have to be. You got to be open, man. You know?
Yeah.
Well, like I don't feel like one type of music or even one even time period of music always expresses how you feel. Mm-hmm. You know, sometimes you're in different feelings and you just want to listen to something really angry. So I'll go back to like 90s heavy metal or something like that, you know? Mm-hmm. Or like maybe or maybe I just want to kind of like relax or something, and I'll listen to like
Bread.
Well, I mean like the Beatles, you know, like later Beatles, you know, so, you know, they mellowed out towards the end. You know, they were really into their drugs, I think. You know,
but we can't be certain, can we?
We can't. We don't know if they were just that eccentric or if it was the drugs. It could have been either or both. I don't know.
I think it was definitely the drugs.
Yeah. Because the Yellow Submarine, man, that was
Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
That's trippy.
You know, it's all Bob Dylan's fault, though. Bob Dylan got him high for the first time.
Oh.
New York City, stuffing towels under the doors at the hotel room, and he came in and blazed with the Beatles, and thus comes Rubber Soul and changes the way modern rock and roll is seen, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So really, Bob Dylan is who we have to thank for everything.
Yeah, Bob Dylan.
I'm not singing for anybody.
Bob Dylan.
Fucking Rachel.
Including that, like...
Sean said he was stalking an excuse, though.
I was like, yes.
He also said, I guess this was earlier, should have made the whole performance clowning on the hecklers.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. It's hard when every single
one of them.
Like, yeah. Well, no, I was gonna say they heckled every single comedian.
Yeah. So it's like,
so you just can't get. It gets
bothered.
boring for the rest of the audience, you know, and it encourages those people to behave that way for the other shows.
Yep.
You know, that's what they want, is they want that show to be about them. That's
you just
what they
needed
came there
somebody
for. That's
to
why
yell
they
at
came there
them.
to interact. Yeah, and
like,
we did
penis!
that. We also went up to them in between stuff, and they just didn't really get it. But
yeah,
I do understand. It's like you should. There's that delicate balance. It's like you want to call them out, you want to make it funny, but it's also, if you continue doing that, they're just going to keep.
You're throwing fuel. You're throwing fuel on the fire. Is what you're doing when you. If you don't shut them down, then you're enticing them, and encouraging them to.
Does anybody have any questions for Kelly?
Is its own art form.
Hey Kelly, while we got a minute, are you still doing Lockport Brewery?
I am. Yeah.
Why don't you tell them a little bit about that? Because I love that place.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that show it's so much fun. Lockport Brewery. It's down kind of near Canton, and they just opened a new facility. So our last show was in their whole new building, which is nice because they have like a little stage area now.
Nice.
Yeah, it's very cool, and it's in kind of a small town, so you get a lot of the same people out there. So it's just fun. It keeps me on my toes to keep doing new material and diversifying the comedians that come out there. And everyone just comes and they listen and they have a good time. It's a free bar show, which those can be hit or miss, but this it's a lot of fun.
It is.
Cool.
It is a very good show.
Where's that located?
It's Lockport Brewery.
And is that Bolivar?
I know this is. I was like avoiding saying it because I just always avoid saying it. It's like that person you're friends with forever that you forgot their name.
Like, hey guy, what's up, dude?
Hey buddy.
It's Bolivar or Bolivar? I think it's Bolivar.
I believe so.
Really?
Like I said,
I always call it.
I'm not sure.
If you hear
It's
this,
Ohio. We
Whatever.
bastardized every
It
name,
doesn't
didn't we?
But
it's
been
Akron or
so
Akron,
long, I can't
right?
ask. Yeah.
I've heard somebody actually call Akron Akron.
Akron?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's convict music. All right. Thank you so much for joining us. It was
anytime.
definitely
This
a
was a lot of
pleasure.
fun.
Yes, definitely. Make sure you guys check out Kelly on What's So Funny podcast. On thefrontporchpeople.com/What's So Funny. She also has her very own website, kellythewlis.com. It's been a pleasure. Thank you guys. And then we're going to go on break. When we come back, I believe we're going to have some crazy news. Yep, we're going to have some crazy news.
Oh.
And then we're going to talk about Rob Zombie and this altercation he had with the female fan. So keep it locked right here on the Epic Radio Show.
Hey, thanks so much.
Great job.
Thank you.
Oh, cool. Thanks so much.
Definitely is. Oh, yeah.
Baby back, baby back.
If you'd like to join the conversation, you can call in at 216-584-5718.
Call now.
We have crazy news coming up, but I'm going to go ahead and do this real quick. I'm gonna
do this real quick.
Do it.
We're gonna give away some free comedy show tickets, courtesy of Chris Ketler over here.
Over there.
It's Comedy on Tap. It's Friday, August 30th, featuring the funny stylings of Kenyon Adamczyk,
You did it.
Sam Prickett,
Good job.
Mark McPartland, and Alex Olinger. Tom Collison, obviously, hosting that
The
one.
incredible Tom
Yes.
Collison from WNIR Radio.
Yeah. All you have to do...
Who bags on the show
that's
because
right.
we're so good.
That's right. And all you
you,
have to do
Tom.
is just comment the word win in the comments below to enter in a random drawing. We always pick on Tuesdays at noon. So we would get a hold of you either via Facebook or whatever.
or a message,
Carrier pigeon.
text. We'll send you a
whichever.
letter, whatever.
Morse
Smoke
code.
signals.
Morse
Yes.
code is a good one.
Yes.
You know, we'll put like flashlights out in the sky.
bat
in the dark
signal
night.
will be
the
used.
bat signal we could use.
Yes, the bat signal.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
We'll fly
you know,
there. You know,
Whatever. Yeah.
whatever happens. Get on
But
my
yeah,
phone.
just comment the word win.
Fall is coming.
You don't have to use the quotation marks. I'm not,
It's not that.
It's not that deep.
So.
but it's going to be
Thank
a great
you,
show.
Allison. Allison already participated.
Awesome.
Good job,
Awesome.
Allison.
And you know, the I swear we've been to what, like
We've been to a few.
3 or
We've
4
been to- yeah.
Funny Noises Productions shows, and they're always a great time.
It's always a fun time.
They are.
Yeah.
They're
Well, you know,
really,
the trick to that is we bring the talent from around the world here, man. I mean, these are not comedians that you can see just any day here in Cleveland. Kenyon and these guys came all the way from Chicago, Illinois. These guys are players in that market. They're regularly at the Laugh Factory and at Zanies and places like that in Chi-Town. So to bring them here for you guys to see, you know, it's a treat. I mean, yeah, you can see the same comedians out there every day that are great, but you know, these are the next big things.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and they're coming from, like he said, this particular show is Chicago, but they come from New York, LA. I mean, even just random other.
I've got a comedian friend who's coming from New Zealand this winter. From New Zealand, guys. He'll be back. You know, Steve Lyons.
So, you never know where you're going to see these guys next. So might as well see them at a Funny Noises Productions show. Yeah.
And you can win free tickets.
Yeah.
It's free.
It's free.
Just
I mean,
type
it's
3 letters in. It's nothing.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
And the Whistle and Keg is right downtown.
Crazy.
It's a great place. And it's kind of cool how they set up their they don't have a traditional bar.
Yeah.
So basically what they have is this big long wall, and they have these digital screens on there. And they have different kinds of beer. It's like what, 60 almost?
58 different taps.
58 different taps.
Yeah. Self-serve.
It's a lot.
Self-serve. They give you a little wristband. You put the wristband onto the screen. You pay by ounce, I believe.
Yeah. So you can pour 4 ounces of a beer if you want. You can pour 1 ounce of a beer.
That's what
They have
you're
wine.
really on there for.
Yeah.
They have wine. They have like 3 or 4 taps of wine.
Meads, ciders.
Yes. Anything you could think
all
of.
sorts of adult beverages.
Oh man, I had this. It was like a pineapple-y beer or something like that. It was really good though.
That was that Jackass one, is what it was with the donkey on. I can't remember what it is, but like a wheat.
It was great though.
Like a wheat IPA.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big seller for them.
Yeah, definitely.
Good stuff.
Alice said, my odds are looking pretty good. Is it all craft beer? I think so. I don't think I've seen like Bud Light or anything.
No, they
like
do
that.
keep. They have found that they do keep 1 or 2, maybe 3 domestics on.
Oh, okay.
But the funny thing is they keep them on the patio. They have a small draft wall with another like 6 taps out on their front patio.
Oh, okay.
And that's where they keep the domestics. But you know, they're in the heart of downtown Cleveland.
I did not know that.
Right next to Jacobs Field.
Yeah.
So you know, you get a lot of sports people. And no offense to our baseball fans, I love you guys, but you know, when we go to the sports game, we usually are drinking the domestic beer, the Budweiser, the Miller Lights, and stuff like that. Yeah, so we can drink a lot of it cheap, you know.
Yeah. Well, and what I like is the prices aren't too shabby. I think I mean you could see right on the screen how much per ounce.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, sometimes it's like only like pennies. Like it's like I think it's like 79 cents an ounce. There was a couple of them. Some of them can be up to like $2 an ounce, but that's
right.
But you're talking about really high-end
beers.
beer,
Yeah.
But it really all depends, you know. It really all depends on what you're into.
And now they got food too. So if you go, make sure you check out the menu because they got an incredible menu now that they introduced.
They also have a cooler behind the register, and they have like cans of beer too.
White Claws.
Yeah,
some beverage alternatives like White Claws, and I don't remember what else.
I think even like Red Bulls and
Red Bulls, right? Yep.
Yeah. Okay, but anyways, we've done a whole ad for them. That's cool.
Chris Stanley, I hope you saw that.
Yeah.
Listen.
I'll make sure he knows.
For sure. But it is time for crazy news. So we're going to go right into the intro and then check in with Ashley, and she's going to tell us exactly what crazy shit has happened this week. Remix. No,
yeah, that was just a legit
where's
remix.
that DJ sound now?
I don't know. It's on here somewhere.
I gotcha. That was not.
That wasn't it, but that's on the screen.
Still funny.
It's like BB transition.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
There's a guy screaming into a microphone. That's what it is. So I just said sure.
Okay.
So let's do it.
Awkward.
Oh man, that's really funny.
So anyways.
Ashley's the greatest, man.
Anyways, yay, Allison said yay. Okay, so vaginal steaming leaves a woman with second-degree burn. It's a bad time. that's the crazy shit that's happening.
I have no idea what she just said.
Vaginal steaming.
Is that... wow, I just can't wrap my head around that.
I feel like I had to repeat it just for like effects. Like vaginal steaming, y'all. Don't do it. Okay. So
this is your PSA.
Disclaimer.
Yeah.
Please don't try this at home. This is dangerous.
So straightening the pubes? I don't know.
We will see what this little article says here. Talk about a hot mess. I love it.
Sanitize for your protection.
Yeah, it would be a hot mess, right? Shit. Steaming the...
Allison Reagan, what the fuck is that?
I'm dying to know this
All
one,
right.
Ashley.
A woman who attempted so-called vaginal steaming suffered a second-degree burn, according to a case reported in the Journal of Obstetrics and Gynecology in Canada. That's a really long fucking...
Damn Canadians.
God damn. The unnamed 62-year-old woman, 60 fucking 2. Okay?
She's old enough to know better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tried the method in an attempt to reduce vaginal prolapse, which describes, is a condition in which structures such as the uterus, rectum, bladder, urethra, small bowel, or the vagina itself may begin to prolapse or fall out of their normal position.
Urethra?
That's what it lists.
I remember that singer, Urethra Franklin.
Get the fuck out.
And I think she said, RESPECT, please don't put that steam on me.
That was beautiful. Beautiful. I love it. Give you all the applause. All of them. Okay. That's the last one. Oh, wait, one more.
Yay!
That was amazing. I would never have set that up. Amazing.
I literally just came up with it.
I know you did. That was amazing.
That was very good.
Okay. But anyways, back to the story.
Oh, man.
The woman reportedly attempted, this shit. A traditional Chinese doctor then reportedly recommended the woman try this vaginal steaming, telling the woman to prepare a pan of boiling water mixed with herbal medicine and put this pan on the rim of her toilet bowl. She then sat over the steam for roughly 20 minutes, doing this each day for a series of days. It doesn't list how many days. Later, after noticing she had bloody discharge, the woman went to an emergency room. Doctors are reportedly told her she had a 2nd-degree burn on the lining of her cervix and vagina. Jeez. Which obviously was why she was bleeding. Oh, good Lord. Surprisingly, the woman did not feel any pain.
Wow.
She noted that, she was told to apply polysporin antibiotic ointment and wrap the affected area in gauze. How do you wrap your vagina in gauze?
How do you wrap your cervix?
How do you do this? Like, you just shove that shit in there and hope it works out?
Yeah.
It's like stuffing a turkey.
Yeah. Basically, it's like you just put a tampon in, like an extra large one. Like, I don't. That's what I'm wondering, Allison. How did it not hurt? Like,
how did it not hurt?
That's for sure.
This lady deserved it at this point. Like, why are you doing this? Like, you deserve to feel that. How did she get so lucky?
Absolutely.
There's no scientific evidence that vaginal steaming helps with any condition at all.
Duh.
In case anyone wanted to try it and be like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. No. In fact, since the vagina self-cleans, the process of steaming might cause the growth of unwanted bacteria that can result in yeast infection and other vaginal woes. That's what they say. Woes. I like it.
That's a Chinese term, obviously.
Yeah.
Woes. Yeah. No. Don't do that.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Well, I think woes actually is like that. What was that guy's name? Was it Joey from Blossom? Whoa!
Whoa!
Oh my god.
No.
Okay, in the last little bit here.
Friends.
Whoa!
Vaginal whoa!
The last little bit here says vaginal skin is delicate, sensitive, and easily traumatized.
I've traumatized a few, I think.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Using it as target practice for a plume of warm steam to cause vaginal burns or scalding. Bad times for every vagina and or cervix out here. Don't go doing dumb shit. No popsicles, no fucking steam, no vacuuming the vagina to get the blood out.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Just stop it.
Stop it.
They're gonna have a convention with all of these
Holy
people.
shit.
Right?
Knock it off. Quit doing weird shit. All you have to do is not do weird shit, and then your vagina will most likely take care of it.
Yeah.
Jesus Lord. Like, please, stop.
Yeah.
It's making me upset. As a woman. Like, are all you women this dumb? Like, really? Why do I have to talk about this so much?
They're ruining the cha-cha, you know?
The message I'm trying to make here is don't put weird shit in your vagina.
Yeah,
and don't do it.
Respect the cha-cha.
Yeah, like it's a beautiful thing, and don't fuck it up.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, God, I can't imagine having bloody discharge and then being like, I guess I should go to a doctor. Like, I guess I'm 62. This isn't normal
Yeah.
now.
Well, not only that, but maybe
fuck?
she was thinking, oh, maybe I need to increase the steam.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Why? Like, why?
Wow.
Allison
I think I need to take a hot bath.
Allison said, duh.
Duh, that's right.
Yeah, duh.
I think that says it all,
Yeah,
Allison.
that's, yes. Thank you, Allison, for covering that whole story. Like, duh. Why would you?
Yeah.
Okay, so a bride nearly loses her leg after freak bachelorette party accident.
I hate when I lose my prosthetic leg.
Yeah.
Let me close this stupid ad. Okay. UK woman who severely broke her leg during her bachelorette party is thanking her bridesmaid, who has no formal first aid training, for her quick thinking that likely saved the limb in its entirety. So, during her pre-marriage celebrations, I love it, is a series of vacation villages in Europe. A 24-year-old woman, Luna O'Neens, whatever, says she tripped and broke both her tibia and fibula in one of her legs. The bones were broken in two places, causing her leg to be bent out of shape.
Jeez.
There's a picture of it in the article. I don't know if you have that picture.
I do.
But it is gross. There's no bones sticking out, so that's good, but it is a bad time. Her badly broken leg was saved by her 26-year-old sister and bridesmaid, Gabrielle George, who pulled Lula's leg to straighten it out. The accident occurred just 8 weeks before her wedding day. It's a great time. She was eventually taken to the Royal United Hospitals in England after reportedly waiting for an ambulance for 6 hours.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Emergency medical officials told the 24-year-old she would have likely had to have had the leg amputated.
Well, yeah, after 6 fucking hours.
Had it not been for her sister's quick thinking, as she would have lost the blood supply to her limb due to how badly it was broken.
No shit.
So you mean she was not willing to give up a leg for her man?
Nope.
She's like, fuck that. I
She's
ain't
not
doing
the
that.
one. She's not the one.
She's not the one.
No.
Oh, man, that's funny. And she said, we had a great time, and I wasn't even drunk when I tripped over, and my leg just went snap.
That's nothing to be proud about. You should have at least been drunk if
She
you're
just
falling
suddenly
down.
fell and broke her fucking shit. That's what happened.
And this would be a clue for the gentleman to run away now.
Like, she just fell and broke her leg. I gotta go. She wasn't even drinking. I gotta go. Sorry. As we were waiting for doctors to show up, Gabrielle decided to push my leg back into place, thinking it might help. Although she had no first aid training, it's very lucky that she did. She required extensive surgery to repair her leg. A rod was placed in the newlywed's leg. She also had pins inserted into her ankle and knee to help her limb heal properly. She spent 12 days in the hospital following that procedure. And on her wedding day 2 months later, the bride wasn't able to wear heels that she had picked out. She had a big old boot on her leg. Her little booty boot. She also spent her vacation in Italy on crutches. Dang. She said, I might have spent my wedding day and honeymoon limping around in a protective boot, but it's a small price to pay to have my leg intact. So, no one can even see the boot because her dress was covering it, so I guess it all worked out. So she kept her leg, yay!
Awesome.
She got to keep her leg because someone just popped that bitch back into place. Basically, is how I say
like
it.
a Barbie doll.
They're like, pop that bitch back into That's what I used to do to my Barbies. Like, oh shit, your leg's fucked up. Let me pop it back
Pop it right back in that hip bone, didn't you?
Like, here we go. You're good as new.
G.I. Joe was the same way, man.
Mm-hmm. I used to pop all the limbs back into place on toys. I didn't break them on purpose.
Yeah.
Anyways, next story is millionaire offering 15,000 euros for someone willing to try and seduce his fiance.
All you have to do is try?
All you have to do is try.
Well, give me the phone number.
Give me that number.
Give me the number.
Let me call them up real quick.
I don't know what I'm going to do with euros.
But
I
can figure it out.
I mean, I'm sure the exchange rate,
Yeah, it might be.
You'll be able to do it.
If you're fabulously wealthy, how can you be sure your partner is interested in you? You really don't fucking know.
Allison said I'm down.
She said, Allison's like, fuck it, I'll try.
Now I want to be involved all that much more.
Yeah.
I'm doing it.
Absolutely.
Well, one recently engaged millionaire has decided to put his dearly beloved to the test by recruiting a man to find out her true intentions. It says a man, but like maybe Allison, could be like, hey, I could try too. What if she's lesbian? Like, what if she likes chicks too? So
I don't think the millionaire would mind that, though.
Exactly. Like if this bitch is willing to cheat on anybody.
That's not really cheating, is it? If your female significant other has a thing with another woman, is it cheating?
Yes.
Is it?
I mean, unless I feel like you're both okay with it, but then it's a different thing altogether. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about this. He's been with the lady in question for more than a year, but previously, he's had bad experiences with women, only, be in that relationship for the money. So, he's all like, well, what the fuck, bitches? These worries increased after he proposed, as his fiance seemed eager to get the ceremony done quickly and was very much against a prenup. So he has his reasons to be like, why is this bitch acting so all
I ain't
of a
saying
sudden?
she's a gold digger.
I ain't saying she a gold digger, but... So, to make assurance doubly sure, he got in contact with luxury marketplace hushhush.com. I don't know what the fuck this is. To see if they could find someone to help him check.
I mean, I think this news article ruined it for him, didn't it?
I know, like, hey, maybe he already did it. Maybe this is like a preemptive.
Maybe his girlfriend is illiterate.
Maybe
read,
she can't. Maybe she's just that much in it for the money that like she just. Like, I gotta fucking marry someone rich. I'm not smart. So the idea is to find out if a seemingly wealthy, attractive young man will tempt her away from him after admitting he's hardly in the prime of his life. How old is he? It doesn't say. He's offering a one-off payment of 15,000 euros, as well as access to a luxury flat, a couple of premium cars, and a budget to help convince his intended that the man, if rich, to someone willing to try and seduce her. Applicants should be good-looking, able to act convincingly, have facial hair, and be in good physical shape.
Well, damn, that is all me.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking, like, you have a high chance here, buddy. Aaron Harpin, founder of HushHush.com, said the concept of gold diggers isn't new. Obviously not. Indeed, it's something that the rich and famous have long had to deal with. However, rarely do we see people tackling it in such a direct way. Obviously, we're hoping that if and when the right person is found for the unusual role, They won't be able to make our client's fiance sway from him. No one wants to see couples break up, especially when they're set to get married. So if you think you could be the man for the job, you can apply for the role here. It has a little like underlined thing that you can click on in the article here. I'm gonna apply for the role right now. I'm not a man, but I can probably get in there. I want to see how legit this is actually. Can you help? Professional honey trapper needed. Oh.
A honey trapper.
Dang, a honey trapper.
Mm-mm.
I like the sound of this. This is getting good. I'm gonna look at all this and put all my information in real quick. You guys can continue though. I'm just gonna be filling this out.
Filling in the blanks, huh?
Filling in the blanks.
I don't know what to say about this. This guy's got way too much money and time on his hand, I think, you know?
Yeah, let's see. I wonder if it says how old he is in this his little description thing. Nope, no age.
Yeah, that means he's old as shit.
He's old as fuck.
Yeah. He's not saying his age. He's old.
As fuck.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess you guys can look into this if you really want to try and trap a bitch.
Yeah.
Hushhush.com.
Hushhush.com.
I'll be checking it out later today.
All right.
That was crazy news, y'all.
That was crazy
Shit
news.
gets weird
Yay.
here.
Woo.
In other news.
Thank you. Thank you for my applause.
Yeah.
It's great.
In other news. All right, there we go. We're back. Sorry about that. I don't know why that went on again. Yeah,
That was Rob Zombie's fault, actually.
It was.
That was his fault.
Anyways, according to this article, Rob Zombie got into an altercation with a female fan at a Canadian show. Musicians are now defending Zombie following a TMZ headline which only tells half of what actually happened. While walking through the crowd, a female fan grabbed Zombie by the shirt before appearing to pull the musician toward herself. After breaking free from her grip, Zombie grabbed the woman by her hair and appeared to say something in her ear. TMZ reported on the story and grabbed fan shot footage of the incident running the headline, Rob Zombie grabs woman by hair, shoves her during concert.
Because TMZ is known to very much leave out like details that are important.
Yeah. Well, it's all about the headline,
it's all about that.
But plenty of reactions on social media, including members of Shinedown, All That Remains, and Bad Wolves, seem to be defending Rob Zombie. And Zach Myers, he said, if this was a female artist, you fucking twat monkeys would have had a whole different headline. You pricks are exactly what's wrong with media.
Woo.
Yeah.
Lots of nice words in there.
Phil, from All That Remains, he said, I've literally been groped by overzealous fans more than once at shows. It's fucking gross and it's not okay because I'm a guy.
Right. Exactly.
He also said, there was one time in particular, had I not been wearing pants, a certain part of my anatomy would have been in her mouth. I told her if she touched me again, I would kick her.
So does he sometimes perform without pants? I have to wonder.
We're not sure. Maybe he sometimes gets hot and he doesn't want to wear pants.
Yeah.
We don't know.
So, like, people are coming in defense of him.
Yeah.
Like, I'm curious, though, to see what everyone else thinks.
Allison said twat monkey is awesome. I need to work that in somewhere.
You know what? I've had the opportunity to meet Rob Zombie and John 5 backstage at Blossom a couple years ago, and they were difficult people. I mean, great show. I'm not gonna, performs like heck, but very reclusive. Doesn't want to be around a lot of people and things like that. You know,
that makes sense.
Even when you're backstage and stuff. I mean, usually the bands will come back and they talk and hang and stuff, but. They were very reclusive and stuff, so he's a little bit different,
Right, because some to most, I feel like are they're all about that. They're like, oh yeah, hi, they're talkative and they're blah blah blah. That's what it is, but
right.
Rob Zombie always came off to me as like he wouldn't. That's not like what he's about. It's just does what he has to do, but he's not all about that extra shit. Like, I don't know.
He's a creative genius, though.
Yeah, I love
for his
him.
genre,
for sure.
he's incredible.
I mean, even his film, all that,
I love his movies.
Yeah.
I love the movies.
Are great.
I love the old White Zombie. I love Rob Zombie.
He's a very eccentric guy, though.
Yes.
He's very odd.
Very odd, and that's why I enjoy him.
Especially when he was in White Zombie.
Yeah. Well, but that's what's so cool about it. Is that
he's very different.
Yeah.
And that's why I like him. He's very different.
But, a lot of people have said, like, normally he is a very nice...
He's very
nice and respectful to people, usually.
Mm-hmm.
Not like cold.
So what I think happened was, I think just in particular, this chick really pissed him off.
Yeah, sure.
And, and honestly, I think that if somebody intentionally grabs you and pulls you towards them, like unwillingly, I think that it's okay to defend yourself to a certain degree. I mean, I don't know about grabbing her hair necessarily.
I mean, she is at a Rob Zombie concert.
I think in the moment, though, like, you're just kind of like...
Like I said, she is at a Rob Zombie concert, though. Like, excuse me?
Well, and did he mean to grab the hair, or was he just
and
trying to grab her head and pull her in?
Anything?
Right.
Was she just trying to grab her in general?
He was pulling a Trump.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, I don't know. I'm not going to sit there and say if he grabbed her by the hair on purpose, and, like, I'm not saying that was probably the best way to go about it, but... If someone's grabbing you first,
he probably told her in her ear, like, hey, stop fucking doing it.
Don't fucking
whatever,
touch me.
Don't touch me,
That just because, these men are performing doesn't mean you have the right to touch them and grab on them. Just like when men do it to women, it's not right.
It's not okay.
You don't do that shit.
Nope.
No one appreciates just being randomly fucking grabbed when they don't.
Keep
your hands to yourself.
Antonio said, Rob Zombie touched my small penis.
And I told him to get out of here. Get out of here, Antonio. Stop it.
That's funny.
Stop it. Silly Antonio. Like how he's just putting it out there that he touched my small penis. It's his small penis that he touched. It's just so funny.
That is weird.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I don't know.
Don't look at me this way. Stop.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I heard he said
touch,
if you don't cut it out, I'm going to grab you like a bowling ball.
What?
Oh.
I don't...
Oh, well.
I'll explain it later.
Oh, my God.
I mean, I got it comment right away, but I didn't see
one of the stings.
I didn't see the comment, so I thought you were saying, did Rob Zombie say that, or did Antonio say that? Because that makes sense if Antonio said that.
Yeah,
Then
Antonio said that he heard that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Oh my god.
No touch, not cool. Be
yes,
kind.
Exactly. Don't touch people that don't want to be touched.
Rachel.
Just leave people alone. Stop
Okay,
it.
so
It's fucking rude.
We're gonna go on break.
A little break.
And then we will get David Franks on the line for
Yay,
Get to
David.
Work.
I miss David.
And then we're gonna talk about a survey that was recently done by an underwear company, wondering how often do you change your underwear.
How often?
The results are a little shocking
today,
and we're gonna actually do our own little survey on the show. So. Keep it locked right here on the Epic Radio Show.
Epic Radio
Welcome back, everybody. We have David on the line.
David.
He's going to tell us about some business shit.
Business shit.
Thanks for having me again, guys. This morning. I appreciate it.
For sure. We're going to do the little intro, though, real quick. Even though it's in a weird spot. I'm not exactly sure why it was there, but we're going to do that real quick.
Get to work.
All right, David. What do you got for us today?
All right, sir. So I've had a lot of people approach me lately professional, blue collar, just everything all the way across the board, say, how in the hell do I go about asking for a raise or a promotion? I'm too afraid. I don't know how to be prepared for this. I thought it would help out a lot of the viewers. You know, if you're at that job that you love, but maybe you were seeking or you haven't gotten pay increase.
You're breaking up a little bit.
Can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah. Are you on speaker or no?
No, not at all.
Huh. It sounds a little strange. Don't you?
Are you in a cave?
Are you in a cave?
Let me put you on speaker and see if
David,
that works a little better.
David, get off the toilet, get out of the bathroom.
Yeah.
Get out of your cave.
And do this.
I'm going to work.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say, he's getting to work
He's
on
going
the
to work while
job.
he's going to work.
Yeah.
I did put it on speaker now. Is that a little better?
Yeah, that's a little better.
Yeah.
Okay. So, again, I've had a lot of people approach me about how to ask, go about asking for a raise or get a position change in their company. So I've got some notes for that. First step, do your research. You know, that's the biggest part. Understand what an average raise looks like at your company. If you know that your company's giving people 1% and 2% raises and you ask for a 5%, no matter how good you are, more than likely you're not going to get it right. Do that research.
Yeah.
Know the facts about the company history of raises and promotions. If you talk to somebody and you know that they're not going to create a position for you or they haven't created a new position in years, they're not going to create one for you. So just make sure you do your research, your backstory before you go in and ask for one. Super important.
Okay.
Number 2, just as with anything, be realistic. Does the pay increase make sense? You know, if you make $15 an hour, do you think you can go in and get $30 an hour?
Right.
No. You know, just understand what the company is all about. And then, does the position change benefit the company? Okay, that's the biggest thing of this. You know, they're wanting to know if they're going to go out on a limb and give you more money or a better position, how is it going to benefit them? Okay, which takes me to point 3, what's in it for the company? This sounds kind of silly, right? Because when you're going in for a pay increase or a position change, you want to know what's in it for you, but you're going to have much better results if you have the mindset of how your raise is going to benefit the company.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds a little goofy, right? But of course, the raise benefits you, but the company will always wonder how they're going to come out ahead.
Yeah.
It's a kind of give and take relationship with your employer, right? We'd all love to go in tomorrow and go, hey, I worked too damn hard. I need to make more money. Well, they're going to say, well, there's a lot of other people working hard. So what exactly do you do different?
Do you think it's smart to maybe even like write down a couple things like like highlights of like?
Absolutely. You beat me to it. My 4th point was to know your stats. That's what I put in highlighted letters. Know your stats. When you're explaining to a boss or senior management, hey, I want a promotion, you need to know the exact reasons why you should deserve one. Yeah. Hey, last year I increased productivity by 30%. You know, everybody's all about numbers, no matter where you work, whether it's an office, whether it's a factory, out in the construction field. Know numbers, and numbers are the biggest piece. So if you put things in percentages, people love that, or just plain numbers. You know, hey, we shipped 20 case count of this product all last year, but when I was here, we shipped 25. You know, you have to show them what you contributed and have a report prepared for them to show exactly why you deserve that promotion. If you just go in there and say, well, I'm working harder than everybody else, so I deserve it. Or I've been here 10 years and everybody else has been here too. They're going to go, I don't care. Why should we do that? So yes, Epic, you're absolutely right, man. Know your stats. Write it down. Keep it conscious. If you don't know why you're asking,
now
why should they feel they should give it to you?
Now, do you think that like taking excessive days off and stuff like that would play a factor in like regardless? Okay, so say there's some people like they'll have the numbers to back it up, but maybe they're underperforming in other areas. Like, do you think sometimes they'll overlook that because you're producing, or do you think like you should be just solid all around? Like, what do you think about that?
That's a great question. So I do feel like you should be solid all the way around. I think if there is maybe you're awesome in 5 aspects, but the 6th one you're failing, that needs to be addressed. If you're gonna have the goal to go in and ask for a raise, you know, if you go in every day and you work really hard, and you're always on time, and you get along with your coworkers, but occasionally you have health issues and it causes you to miss an erratic day of work.
Yeah.
That needs to be addressed. Hey, listen, I know I excel in all these other fields. This final piece is not necessarily where I excel. I understand that, but here's the steps I'm taking to be better at it. You know, that looks a lot better than just ignoring it. Because I can promise you that, you know, managers or leadership on that side are going to go,
they're definitely not ignoring it. Yeah.
Right. What the fuck?
Yeah. Is this guy really asking for a raise? He called off Tuesday of last week. So yes, you're absolutely right. Have your stuff in a group, you know, have it all together. Just be prepared. You'd be surprised how many people aren't prepared. They're angry, they need more money, bills are knocking, and they're like, I'm just going to go in and demand a raise. Don't do that.
It's like, no, that doesn't. That most of the time doesn't work.
So like promotions too, that kind of fits in with that too.
Sure.
When do you think the best time to ask for a promotion is?
So the times are going to vary based upon your company, based upon how well they're growing, how sales is going, how profitable they are. Things like that all have to come in line. But it also depends on how long you've been with an organization. You know, I've been at some jobs where I've promoted at 3 months. I've got some jobs I've promoted a couple years in, and I think that's the case for everybody. So that just goes back to doing your research and knowing when they're looking to make a fill. You know, don't be shy about it either. I worked at an organization. I was there, I believe, 6 months, not even 6 months, and they opened up a lead position, and I applied for it. And everybody's like, you've only been here 6 months. I said, yeah, but so what? There's guys that have been here for years who haven't gotten it. That says something.
Yes.
And so I did end up getting the position. So don't be shy about it either. Just be kind of confident, but not demanding. That's the final step to asking for a raise. I cannot, press hard enough. I feel I am worth blank because this department has increased blank because I did this. You know, there's always got to be the why behind the what, and there's always got to be the because in there. I think I deserve this because. I just can't press that enough to people. And don't come off as cocky. Don't come off as demanding, but be firm. If you go in there like, hey, do you think I could get a pay increase? That's not going to fly either. But if you go in and go, hey, listen, you better give me 20% or I'm out the door. That's not going to work.
Well, I was about to say that. I was going to say, I don't think it's smart to give the company ultimatums because honestly,
absolutely right.
There's so many people that would probably want that position and they could replace you in a heartbeat. I think the goal is to try to build your worth for the company, learning new skills, taking time out to learn things without being asked. Volunteering for
initiative is huge.
Yes, initiative is a big thing. Offering to take a couple shifts if they're looking for people, stuff like that. See, I love living in a mediocre, so I don't do any of that. But but I think that if you want to be successful, like I told my boss that too. I said, I don't want to get promoted, so I just do what's asked of me and nothing else because I like what I do. And I don't want any more responsibilities.
Right. I don't want more.
So I'm not going to overperform for you. I'm just.
But that's not a bad thing, man. A structure needs. Those are. You're a brick. You're a block, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they need solid people to stay someplace and work that so that other things can happen. So that's not bad, man. You're happy.
No. Chris is spot on. That's not bad. That's what this country was founded off of.
Right.
That's
Find
the
your
term
happy.
that I use. There's only the occasion. If you go back to the 50s, 60s, and 70s, that was 95% of the workforce. The guys that got promoted to lead, foremen, supervisors, management were the extra go-getters. Everybody else was like, hey, let me do my job and go home. I don't need no nonsense.
Bringing the milk and bread home. That's all I need.
Well, I mean, I got the show and stuff. I don't need to get promoted. You know what I mean?
Right.
This is where I want to be. That's my. I'm going to bring money home so I can pay my bills.
It enables you to pursue your dream.
Exactly.
Work enables us to pursue
if I get
our
promoted,
that.
if I get promoted, then I'll have less time than I already have, and then I wouldn't be able to share my thoughts and opinions with all of you. And I know you guys will miss that.
listen, I don't want you to be down on yourself if you're thinking that it's an irregularity, because that's what a lot of people are going to. And I will tell you the truth. Companies nowadays, and I'm going to speak on this on a personal point. I'm in upper management right now, running my own branch, and companies squeeze blood out of a turnip with managers nowadays.
Yeah.
They want you to do 20, 30 different things.
Yep.
I've had so many people come in. I've had guys, I kid you not, probably half a dozen in the past year who are like, yep, I was making about 150 grand, but I'll take a pay cut to substantially less than that because I'm tired of 7 days a week. I'm tired of 12 hours a day.
Want
I'm
a
tired
quality
of
of
the
life.
pressure, the constant everything.
That was me, man, 7 years ago.
Yep.
I walked away
Absolutely.
from
So
6 figures, just shy of 6 figures, to,
you got it.
you know, because quality of life was more important.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. I was working
Absolutely
6,
right. And
7
it's all
days a
reverting.
week. Yeah. It kills you.
Does, man.
But then there's freedom, you know?
Well, you don't want to see. I feel like there had and we've talked about this on the show before. I think that there needs to be a good work-life balance, and if that throws out a balance, if you're working way too much and you can't enjoy what you're working for, then it's not really. There's really no
Absolutely
point
agree.
to me.
You're just a cog in a machine then.
Yeah.
If you're not happy with what you're doing,
Yeah.
you're just a cog in a machine.
Absolutely.
You
Well,
know?
I'm gonna say something, interject on this that I absolutely agree with you. I feel that the world is going big time towards mental health days.
Yes.
Yep.
So, you know, a lot of people are taking, I'm off sick, or even, you know, some people will call off and say you're sick. You're not really sick. You're just like, man, I'm mentally exhausted.
Yeah.
I can't do this. I just need an extra day. There's a lot of companies in the
Pussies.
Midwest right now that are going to just mental health days. So when you call your supervisor, you're not like, listen, man, I'm not physically ill. I just need another day to recuperate. And it could be paid or unpaid vacation.
Yeah.
I think that's a huge part of it, is just
Now-
the mental health. Not only the work-life balance, but are you actually happy? Are you dragging yourself to be there?
Yeah.
So I made
get
bad
that.
life choices, and I just need a
I have
chance
a
to.
question for you with that. So,
I made
do you
bad life
think
choices.
that companies, I mean, I'm trying to find a way to word it right. Now, I have noticed that more people are like doing that. Like I'm taking a mental health day, but do you think companies appreciate that? Do you think they, or do you, it's like, you know what, dude, stop whining, get to work. You know what I mean? Like, where do you think that lies with the company? Like,
I think truthfulness is the most important piece to this, right? I've got employees now that if they're calling off a day of work, don't lie to me and say you're sick. When I see if you friend requested me on Facebook,
Right.
I see that you're drinking the night before you went out of town. Don't
Yeah.
lie. Just say, listen, I didn't prepare. I didn't plan enough. I didn't get enough sleep. I'm just having a lot of anxiety and stress thinking about the work day. I would like to just go ahead and take a day off. You know, people don't understand. Your vacation, your time off, you earn that. That's yours. You do whatever the hell you want with it. Don't let an employer guilt you into, I need you here. Now, you're going to have some bad managers who are going to make you feel bad because you want to call off a day, but you know what? That's a place you don't need to work anyway. So I think just the truthful side of everything is the most important piece. Don't back yourself into a lie. You know, I'm going to sound really stupid here, but there's a famous quote that if you don't lie, you never have to remember what you said. And I forget, I almost want to say it was Hemingway, but you know, it sounds goofy, but don't back yourself into a corner with your employer by fabricating all these things. Tell them the truth.
So-
hey, I had a really tough Tuesday, and I'm not probably coming in Wednesday, so I can recover from it.
there's a comment. Sean said, "I don't like it. I'm the boss, so who do I get to call off for mental health day to? I can't, so why should they be able to?"
Well, see, but that's not whole family thinking in regards to a position. So if you think that you can't do something just because someone else didn't do it, you need to be a manager. You know, your job is to boost morale and take people under your wings and be truthful and open and honest with them. And if you say, well, if I don't get it, you don't get it, I've got to question, you know, someone's ability to oversee and be a manager. Because that's what managers have to do. They have to be selfless. That's why you get the bigger money. That's why you are given that responsibility. Now, does it suck? Yep, absolutely. But if you've got a team that works for you and they're great folks, I've got no problem going to my team. Hey, guys, I'm probably not going to be in on this day. I've got some things to take care of. I'm the first one in the door. I'm the last one to leave. I let my folks leave early on Friday. You know, you do those things as a manager because then when you need it, they're not like, oh, gosh, this guy's just leaving early. They've got your back, too.
Yeah, I agree. I was also saying, like, all right, so in the workplace too. Okay, so what about your coworkers? I mean, when you take off like a mental health day or something like that, obviously for everyone else that's not taking a day off that day, it's like, goddamn, like we really needed them.
We've got to carry this person.
Yeah. It does add more work to the other people that are there. So what do you think like the best way to approach that is?
And that's another good question, because I feel it's serious. There's going to be people who are receptive. Hey, I get it, man. Stay home, take it easy. And there's going to be some people like, you piece of shit. You gave more work for me for the day. I get that. And depending on your mood, it might change.
Honestly, I've thought the same thing. I've thought like for the same person, for the same thing, both ways. Like, God damn it, now I got a longer route, but maybe he really needed it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Right,
absolutely.
But if it's somebody that calls off a lot for stupid shit, though, I think that I think it's really all depends on how often you call off and what your reasons are. If they seem kind of far fetched all the time and like it seems to be something that you're repeatedly doing, I wouldn't advise that. But if it's somebody that you're like, oh well, he never calls off, whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Their previous actions are going to dictate the attitude towards them. Oh, look at Tom. Oh, he hasn't called off since last quarter, since like 5-6 months ago, and he's calling off now. Oh, I don't care. He probably needs it.
Yeah.
I've called off twice in that time.
Yeah.
I think your previous actions dictated. If someone is to be in a hard, I've never questioned. I used to work in a 70, 80 hour a week work schedule, 7 days a week. My only days off were holidays. Guys needed those mental health days. But if I knew so-and-so hasn't called off in 4 months and he's calling off, whatever, man. Take it easy. I'll work harder today because you're probably losing your mind. And you know what? I'll probably follow suit in another month myself. So previous actions are going to always dictate that. Now, if my grandma fell off the roof fixing the satellite. Yeah, I had a manager give that as an excuse one time. Yeah. I kid you not. My grandmother fell off the roof because she was fixing the satellite. And then a month later, my grandma fell off the roof because she was fixing the satellite. Yeah, your grandmother's Evil Knievel.
She's pretty handy too.
With us right now.
Yeah.
So yes, if you're truthful, you're hardworking. That is never ever going to be a dilemma. But if you're a known pain in the butt and you're calling off constantly, you can't expect people to not rise up on you with some reprisals, some bad attitude.
Of course. All right. Awesome.
Well, I appreciate the time, guys. Yeah. That's all I have for you.
Okay.
If the fans, anybody listening has any further questions, I'm always happy to answer those questions. I like to address the popular things people have been kind of bugging me about. Raises and promotions are a huge thing in a lot of folks' minds. My information is absolutely 100% free to the fans. If you guys need anything at all that I haven't addressed, talked about, you've got questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to the show.
And you can always email the Epic Radio Show, get to work at the Epic Radio Show. You could email David that way. And we will forward the questions to him.
Thanks, guys. Great show. I'm going to keep listening.
All right. Thank you, buddy. All right. So, in other news,
that's David.
That was David.
David Franks, get to work.
I'm getting back to work with our next topic. Oh. Okay. So, let me do this real quick. Okay. So,
segue.
Yeah.
Segue.
Yeah.
I love that new graphic.
Oh, thanks. I'm actually going to speed it up a little bit, I think, because it's a little slow, but...
It's sharp, though.
Yeah. So, how often do you change your underwear? That is a growing question in America. And underwear maker... what was his name?
Tommy John.
Tommy John, sorry. They surveyed 1,000 people, which sounds like what's that show? Survey says.
Family Feud.
Family Feud. There we go. Yes.
You know what? This is bullshit because they just stole this from Family Feud. Is all it is, really, man.
Yeah.
They didn't do any research.
No.
They had Steve Harvey out there pulling people in the streets. That's it.
No. Pulling down their pants. But according to their survey, 45% of Americans said they have worn the same pair of undies
That's
for
funny.
2 days or longer.
What did Allison say? Allison said, this should not be a question every goddamn day.
Yeah.
And David said, if you don't change your underwear daily, I can't fuck with you. So,
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
how everyone feels so far.
Yeah,
funny.
I think it's interesting. So men, probably not surprisingly, were 2.5 times more likely to wear the same pair of for 7 days or more.
Oh my God! Why?
Wow.
Yes.
Who are you men out
You
there?
cannot turn them in and out that many times, guys.
Oh Jesus!
People also show loyalty to their underwear. 46%
That's so weird.
say they own the same pair of underwear for a year or more.
Loyalty.
What?
Yeah,
A
underwear
year?
loyalty.
Jeez.
Like a year straight?
Yeah. Well, no, they not throwing them away.
Okay,
or
I was about to
like,
say,
got a
better
new
not
pair,
be no
yeah.
motherfuckers out
They
here
wash
wearing
'em.
their underwear for a year straight.
Yeah.
That'd be disgusting.
Well, they last that long because they're not wearing them.
We're like, what the?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
They wear one pair until they wear it out, and then they're out.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, that one's done.
Tommy John said
Problems.
it's a good idea to swap out your underwear every 6 months to a year because it accumulates microorganisms and fungi that can lead to yeast infections or urinary tract infections.
And then you're gonna end up steaming your privates.
Yeah.
Right, because you think your shit's fucking.
A 2017 study in the United Kingdom came to the same conclusion, saying 83% of clean underwear contained about 10,000 living bacteria. Yeah.
It was a long one. And it just like drew out the.
For sure. So how often do you guys change your underwear? That's the
Is that the question?
that's the question. I'm interested to see.
You're interested.
Yeah.
It really depends
trying
how
to
many
see,
times a day I shit my pants.
Yeah.
You know?
If I do it 5 times.
That's what it is. You know?
Oh, so you change your underwear for that? I don't. I just deal with it.
Deal with it.
It's like, oh,
Wear some
Well, I haven't got
is
to
that a
that
lump
point
of
yet.
coal back there? Or what?
So gross. That's disgusting.
Hey, Joe, what's going on, man?
Nasty.
You know, if you didn't wear underwear, then you don't have to worry about it. Just go commando.
Right.
You know, I think I talked to my uncle yesterday about this,
Yeah.
and I usually change them when I take a shower, which is just about every day. But if for some reason I like go to sleep, wake up,
take a shower.
and don't take a shower, I might wear the same ones. Not even gonna
no.
lie. I roll out of bed, get dressed, maybe in the same clothes also. And
Awkward.
I know there's times people do that, man. I know there is.
Like
there's
laziness,
not as-
tiredness gets the best of you sometimes. I'm guessing. I guess if it's not every day, you don't give a fuck. You're just wearing shit for days in a row and not.
Yeah.
You know, I guess it's a pass is fine
I
sometimes.
mean,
right?
especially when I was younger. Like
Yeah,
I was a,
younger. I don't even remember what
like
my
20s. Sometimes I probably wore them for like 3 days in a row. Because I would just be party to party and just passing out wherever. And then
out.
I would just spray
no.
a little bit of fucking
Axe
bod or
body
some
wash.
shit. Yeah. and just roll on with my day,
That's
bro.
so douchey of you to say.
That was
For a little bit of
That's
bod.
your man,
Yeah,
Ashley.
yeah.
That's
I
your
know.
I know.
So that's why I didn't get with him until he was 29.
Yeah.
That 8-year age difference comes in handy.
It does.
He got all his douchiness out of the way. Now it's just mildly douchey. Just mild.
I'm only mildly douchey
Only
now.
mildly, yeah.
Um,
Oh man.
I don't know. I'm interested, man.
Um,
Nobody's really.
So Allison and David said definitely
yeah.
every day.
Okay.
But those are the only people that have something to say. Everyone else is probably just fucking ashamed of themselves.
Yeah.
They're like, damn it. Like we are ashamed. We don't want to
And-
share.
Ashley, who the hell is Tommy John?
Tommy John.
I have no idea. I've
I've never
of
heard of that underwear company.
No,
I've not.
no.
I don't. Yeah, I never have either.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
know
gonna
what it is.
actually put
No.
a poll up.
A pole. He's gonna put
Not
a stripper pole.
up. No, not a stripper
Oh, we're getting everyone all excited.
pole. This is taking forever though. I don't know if
getting
I'm
everyone
gonna
all
do it.
excited.
We're going to do a poll to see who wants to take a poll.
Right.
That'd be funny. Hey,
Would you
And
like
if you
to take
say
a poll?
no, it's too late. You already participated
You
in a
already
poll.
did the poll, so fuck you.
Yeah.
Who cares?
All right, so
No one
let's
cares
do
what you
this.
think. They were
That's
founded
right.
in 2012.
They were. Okay, so they're relatively new, though.
Yeah.
I just looked it up randomly.
Yeah.
Allison said she's heard of I've heard of Tommy John surgery.
What is that?
I actually, like, when I was searching this, I came across that very briefly.
Did you?
Tommy John surgery. A surgical procedure in which a healthy tendon extracted from an arm or sometimes a leg is used to replace an arm's torn ligament. The healthy tendon is threaded through holes drilled into the bone above and below the elbow. Oh, and Tommy John is also a retired American professional baseball pitcher.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that one either.
Yeah.
So it must be his underwear, huh?
It must be his underwear, obviously.
I think what it is he doesn't change his, and then he just sells them. Yeah.
I saw that on Craigslist.
Yeah.
Yeah, rotator cuff surgery. I explained it though because I didn't know what
That's
the fuck it was.
why it's called a Tommy John surgery. If Tommy John was the pitcher and he had the rotator cuff surgery, he was probably one of the first to have it, I'm going to guess, and they named it after him.
You
Would
know,
kind of be
that
how it
makes
goes.
sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Does make sense.
So you get points for putting that shit together.
I can connect some mean
That's
dots,
some- yeah,
man. I
all
can
them
connect
dots.
some mean dots.
Some angry dots.
Yeah.
Arrgh, those angry,
Absolutely.
angry dots.
Um,
Oh my god.
Which is better than Dippin' Dots. I'd rather have mean dots.
Mean dots.
Mean dots.
They gotta insult
man.
you.
That's right, man. They're mean, angry
right.
dots.
Ooh, you suck. Oh yeah, I do. You mean dot.
That would be another term for an emoji, though, kind of, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
A mean
sometimes
dot.
they could be
Oh,
mean
yeah.
dots. Exactly.
yeah, I don't
You're
know.
just looking at me like, what the fuck are we talking
Oh,
about?
we're getting off.
We're talking about dots.
Yeah. that's
Mean
fine.
ones.
Remember the dots on the paper you used to eat as a kid? The candy dots?
Yes,
Yes.
I love them.
I hated that. That was so stupid.
I love
that led to
them. I don't give
LSD,
a
I
shit.
think. It encouraged a lot of kids
I
later
think
in life
so.
to try
I
LSD.
think so.
I never
you
tried
know?
LSD
You know,
despite
the whole thing about the dots, though, is they would never come off the paper
And then
right.
you
It would
ate-
always
You
take
have
a piece of paper with them.
And as a
So
kid,
it
that was
candy
okay.
and paper.
I was like, this is fine. I like paper too. I guess that's why I am the
You just
way I am.
added more fiber and bleach to
Yes.
it, right?
And glue.
And some glue, whatever. I like
Oh,
it.
horse glue. Never
Apparently
killed
the
me.
taste doesn't
I
bother
really
me.
think they use regular glue to just stick them little dots to the fucking
Right,
paper.
right.
I mean,
Like
were
little
they
super
called? Were
glue?
they dots or were they called like buttons? Like I'm not.
I thought they were
fucking
dots,
know.
but
I don't
they
know.
could
I
have
think
been buttons.
I
I don't know.
maybe I should look that up. I don't
I
know.
think they were dots, but they could have been buttons.
I mean, maybe it was just different. Maybe I was buying like generic ones. They were called buttons.
the
Yeah.
off-brand, right?
I mean, I looked up candy buttons and they pop up. So
Well, maybe that's what they were.
let me look up.
Look up candy dots.
Dots.
See what happens. Remember candy cigarettes?
I mean,
How much fun
the
were those?
dots. Like they show the
Yeah,
same pictures.
yeah, they're called
That's-
candy buttons. Yep.
There you go.
Yeah.
Buttons
There
it is.
you go.
Buttons. It is, y'all. I was
Buttons.
actually right about something.
Yeah.
Of course you
That's
are,
crazy.
Ashley.
Because I used to eat all the paper and the glue with them. So.
I think
I
at
know
that
them
point
very
you
well.
just
Actually,
why
we-
even try to take them off the paper?
Ah.
Just eat them all together.
I just
you
like
know?
take it and like lick the whole
Lick
thing. Be like, I'm just gonna shove the whole thing in my mouth. Just hold on,
Ah,
guys.
Ashley?
Not like that. I'm not shoving that whole thing in my mouth. I was expecting a joke, but nobody came at me.
Yeah.
You didn't give us enough time.
Oh. See, I attacked it right away.
We're guys, it takes a while.
It's like, oh wait, she just
a
said
little
that.
slow. Yeah.
Yeah, Allison said I thought they were buttons. So
Yep.
buttons it is, y'all.
Buttons it is.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna take a quick break. When we get back, we're gonna talk about manholes
Manholes.
and not talking about assholes.
Not at well, maybe assholes, but
Well,
manholes.
maybe assholes.
Yeah.
Not man's assholes.
Not man's assholes.
That's what
Not
I'm-
s-
that's what I'm
Don't
saying.
get.
Okay.
Why are you getting so specific?
Well, manholes, get it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
mean,
get it, but
assholes.
like, why are you being so specific about
I don't
this?
know.
Why are you getting-
Anyways, we're gonna talk about manholes, and then we're gonna try out our new segment.
Yay,
Say
new
what?
segment. Yay.
With Chris Ketler. Keep it locked right here on the Epic Radio Show.
Yay.
Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
I like the music.
The music is cool.
It's like mwah, 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 mwah.
Yeah, for sure. So
Actually do it in the future.
I'll just do it.
So manhole covers.
Manhole covers. Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn manhole covers.
In Berkeley, California, manhole covers are actually being changed to maintenance holes as Berkeley switches to gender-neutral language. So apparently, manhole was too aggressively male for Berkeley. Manholes will be now known as maintenance holes, and craftsman will be replaced by artisan after the Berkeley, California City Council voted unanimously to revise the city's municipal code with gender-neutral language. Dozens of terms will be revised, and the pronouns they and them will replace he and she according to the new ordinance. In recent years, broadening societal awareness of transgender and gender non-conforming identities has brought to light the importance of non-binary gender inclusivity. Rigel Robinson, a member of the council and a co-sponsor of the ordinance, said in a letter to the mayor and city council. The ordinance follows the city's decision in February to allow city employees to add their preferred pronoun to their name badge. So, yeah. I mean, what do you guys think about that?
Why can't we just call it a manhole?
You know, I am very liberal and progressive towards all of these kind of things.
Right,
you know, I think you know, you have the right to identify how you identify.
Yeah.
But you know what? Don't change the way identification of other things are. You know,
it's a hole.
And then what I think the thing that gets me the most about this is you've got a local government that is not addressing real issues.
Yeah.
And addressing issues that
Like this.
that society should handle and not politics.
Yeah, I
You
don't
know?
get that either. Like,
This is a social issue, not a political issue, in my opinion. And I'm
Yeah.
not going to say I'm right or wrong. People will
Right.
disagree with me, and that's great. And I encourage you to disagree with me. But in my opinion, man, it's a social thing, not a political. You know?
Somebody calling.
yeah, but I don't know who that is.
They're calling to chew me out and saying I'm a closed-minded idiot. And
Yeah,
I'm not,
I'm not
because
sure.
you know what?
I
I
just
am
think-
licensed by the state of Ohio to officiate weddings. Okay?
Yeah.
I applied for that after the Marriage Equality Act, and I only conduct officiate weddings for same-sex couples, and I
Yeah.
do it for free
Look at you.
as a way to support these people.
Look
You know
at
what I mean?
you.
Because I think and these people. That sounds terrible, but that lifestyle, your choice, you know, and
Yeah.
and. You know what? I'm the first to admit, I'm the biggest dummy to this stuff because I am 55 years old. The world changed, but it changed in a better way.
Yeah.
You know, I'm glad these people have rights and a voice and freedom, but
Look
Welcome,
at you
Jen Birth.
being all great, Chris.
I
Look
just
at you.
think, you know, manhole cover's a manhole cover.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Ryan just says this is where the Ninja Turtles live.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, this is great. I'm good with that too.
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's
That's
what
the
it
way to
is.
make it
Yeah.
lighthearted. Ninja Turtles. Cowabunga, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone likes the Ninja. Well, not everyone, but everybody likes the Ninja Turtles.
I mean, are we coming to the point in society where we're just going to have to change everything to fit everybody's needs?
It's like it's just
And
a
like,
name. It's not
you know-
anything gender specific at all. There's no genitalia or being to this hole in the ground.
Yeah, it doesn't have an ability to
Right.
identify. It's like the man
And
in
if
the
it
moon.
ever somehow
It-
does, then I
and the
guess we'll
thing is,
go back to this. But,
Society called it a manhole.
yeah,
Right.
just,
I don't think it was ever officially called a manhole.
No.
People
It was
just
just-
called it that.
because that's what people heard.
And
it be
I
called.
think it's always been called a maintenance hole
Probably
or
so.
something, or like a maintenance
Access
panel,
panel, you know? Right.
the official. Like, I'm sure these people, yeah, obviously they'll socially say, "Oh, the manhole," but
Yeah,
I'm sure
yeah.
in a manual somewhere, working for the city, the sewer, sanitation
Sanitation,
sewer
yeah.
department, whatever. It says, "Oh, be careful as you're entering the maintenance shaft or whatever the fuck it is."
Exactly.
You know, it's society that
I mean,
put
I
that
call
label.
it like a sewer, usually like a sewer
Yeah,
grate
there
or
you
something.
go.
You know?
A sewer lid.
yeah,
It's like-
yeah.
There's lots of names for this.
Yeah.
Like, there's not.
But like,
There's no being here.
I don't think it's going to stop people from actually calling
no
it that.
No,
because it's a
nothing.
social thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
It's
Like,
the
what are
name.
they going to do? Find
Yeah,
people
that's
that
what I
they
call it.
catch?
I call it a
Not calling it.
Right.
I mean,
are they going
hole?
to ticket you because you said manhole? Come on.
Yeah.
Let's
Like,
get
I don't
that.
even say that
got-
word enough to think about it.
Yeah.
So
And then when
It's
you're
a
in a
lot.
setting and you're going to have to say the word manhole comes up, you're going to stumble and then you're going to feel like an idiot.
Yeah.
You know?
it's like it's just everybody just needs to relax. Not everything. If it has a being and it prefers, there's a
Right.
preference. That's one thing. But this
Right.
is a hole that goes to underneath the ground,
Right.
and that is
Yeah.
what it is.
I mean,
Right.
and honestly,
It's-
manholes usually do lead to shit. So why not?
Exactly.
So why not call
There
it
we
what
go.
it is?
So
I
let's
mean,
just
honestly,
not be-
feminists should get a kick out of that. You know, guess what?
very
Every manhole
derogatory.
leads to shit.
Or we could just access denied.
Oh man.
Ninja Turtle access panel. That's the new term.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. You know what? That's what they should have
Yeah.
changed it to.
They
Yep.
should have.
Yep.
Yep.
They can't. Not creative enough for that, are we?
Yep.
Nope. Missed.
Oh well. Lost
Oh,
a chance.
poor Berkeley.
Yeah.
But they are extremely, extremely left in Berkeley, so
Well, that makes sense.
they're
But
extremely.
you
I
know,
don't know. I feel like it's just that's one of
I
those
don't,
things that's like that's
left
not
or right.
necessary.
It's just some of the shit like.
The damn hole, people.
Yeah. You know,
That's all
it's
it
funny
is.
because I seen an actual picture where they took a picture of an actual maintenance hole in Berkeley, and all around this this maintenance hole was like cracks and like potholes and shit. Like, you're worried about the name of that, but you're not caring
You're
about
not
the
taking
street.
care of the
yeah.
street.
So again,
Yeah.
why didn't they focus
There's so
on
many more important things that are going
the
on.
things? Right. Why didn't they focus on the maintenance of the street?
Yes.
You know, the cracks, the potholes.
They
Everything.
can
the burned
unanimously
out light
decide that,
bulb.
but
Hello,
you
everybody
can't.
that's coming in seeing
Yes.
the show. Hello.
Yeah, it's
Tiffany
crazy.
Hartman, Jake McLaughlin. I don't know if I said that right.
Hey, Jake.
Crystal.
Yeah. We're trying out a new segment.
And here we go.
Me and Ashley kind of came up with this randomly, just bullshitting
how
with
it
each
fucking
other.
goes.
And I was like, you know what? We should have Chris do this.
Like, this is great.
And then I asked him, and then he came up with the name of it, and it
Here we are.
was literally meant to happen.
It was
I
meant
think.
to happen. Yeah,
Everything
this is,
came together.
Yeah. You guys are gonna get a laugh.
So
It'll be a good time.
It'll be a good time.
let's do the intro real quick. Right, so it's called Say What,
That's right. Say what?
and
It's so funny.
Here we go.
Oh boy.
there is 6 terms.
That's how we're starting off.
They are slang terms, and you have to figure out what the meaning are
What the
just
meanings
based on
are.
the word.
Just based on what it sounds like to you.
Do I have to do this blindfolded?
Yes.
No.
Yes, we have a blindfold ready.
So, the first word. So, Chris,
Yes.
if someone was to call somebody busted, what do you think that would mean?
Busted. Well, that one's pretty easy. I thought you guys were gonna challenge me. I mean, busted.
Don't worry.
You're in trouble. You got caught. You're going down.
That
Yeah.
is actually wrong.
No, it's not.
Yes.
No, it's
All right, do I get a
not.
second chance? Is
Go
that what
ahead,
they refer
sure.
to
Try
after
again.
you've got the
Yeah,
breast
go ahead.
augment? Is that what you get after you? That's the term they use after you've been have your breast augmented.
No.
You've been busted.
That's amazing.
That's
though.
a good one.
Yeah.
It should be. Yeah. It
I'm
should
gonna
I
be.
have
count that
been
as a
busted.
win because
Yeah.
that should be the definition. That bitch is busted.
That girl is busted.
Girl.
It actually means an extremely unattractive male or female.
Yeah.
So if you see like a really fugly person,
That was
which
the
is another
term we
word,
used in my day.
Yeah,
Was fugly.
I'd be like, oh man, that bitch or that dude is busted.
Busted.
Yes.
Busted. Tommy says it randomly, and I'll just be like, and the first time he said, it, I'm like, what does that mean? He's like, it's just a bad time. And I'm like, okay. That's a good.
All right. So the second word, Chris, is extra. What do you think people on the streets would use that for?
Well, when you're ordering a pizza, I guess I don't know. I want more. Jeez, extra. Yeah, you know, maybe I'm on track. It's in life when you're getting just an extra heaping of good stuff. You know, extra heaping helping of good stuff.
I mean,
that's a good one. Yeah, actually, the meaning is dramatic or over the top.
Over the top.
So you'd be
wow.
like me last week when I was crying over the fucking
he
sound.
Was being a little extra.
I was being a little extra.
Like our teenage daughters.
So like a drama queen.
Extra as hell.
Right.
They are over the top, doing too much.
My second guess was a superhero, but who just doles out a whole lot of big heaping helpings, you know?
Here you go. You get extra. You get extra.
Extra,
It's
man.
like Oprah, but with extra. Alrighty then.
The next word is read or read.
Read or read, depending on this how.
Well, I think it's read mostly.
I think you guys made these up.
No.
There's no way
This is from Urban Dictionary. This is
our findings on the slang words.
Yeah.
Slang
on the interwebs.
hipsters are saying, "Yo, dude, that's read."
Or read, one of the two.
Yeah.
Depending, I guess, how it's in the sentence where it's placed.
If
I don't
it's
know.
past, present, or
things
sure.
like that.
or
you know?
plural, huh?
Like that.
Read. Wow,
It's for you to
man,
tell
read.
us.
Say what? That's all I'm gonna say.
That's how I feel.
You got me with that one, read.
I
You know?
see. Don't
So-
underestimate me.
It's a catty way of calling out someone's flaws or credibility.
He's gonna use it.
So
in a sentence.
like, don't do it. I will read your ass.
You can see into what they're pulling.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
you read them. Got it.
Yep.
Now you know you're getting like
I'm
you
getting
say this
woke.
shit on the street.
Yep.
I'm getting schooled in hipster today. Okay,
He's
so
getting
I'm making
woke.
notes, and I'm getting woke. There you go. I know that
Yeah.
one.
Yes.
And they are. I'm going to take these to the streets today, and I am going to use these. All
And you're gonna
right.
use them correctly.
That's right. Use them correctly because I have been
Like
schooled.
I am woke, so I know what I'm saying.
All right. So the next word
So silly.
is ship
Ship
or shipping.
or shipping.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you think that's used for?
I didn't realize it was going to be this tough, man.
I know, right?
Ship or shipping, huh?
Some of them are just extra dumb.
Some of them are extra dumb. Then I would have gotten those, you'd think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have gotten the dumb ones. Yeah, ship or shipping. A ship. This is when the person is. This is the modern term for a mule. Okay, so you're a ship. You're shipping some smack across the border here.
That's a good guess.
It's
Yeah.
not. It's not.
It's the modern
No.
hipster term for a mule.
Nope. Actually, it's short for relationship.
extra dumb.
Well, that's.
Yeah. So basically, you would tell somebody, "Oh, I'm in a ship right now," or, "I'm shipping right now."
Right. Me and so are shipping.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I got that straightened out because otherwise I would have been hitting him up for some dope.
Yeah.
So silly. This is just as good as I thought it was.
God.
Is it? I'm glad.
It is. This is great. I love it.
Here's the next one. Thirsty.
Oh, I'm down with this one. You want some of that? That's what it means.
yeah.
You want some of that? I'm thirsty.
knows
right.
this
I'm
one.
thirsty for
That's
that.
correctly.
Is it really? Yeah.
Desperately wants approval or overeager when it comes to a relationship.
Give me a
Yes.
round of applause, Ashley. Come on, I got one. One out of them I got.
Yeah.
I'm not totally worthless.
Aw. It's not a bad thing that you don't on all these.
I read that, man.
He
Yeah.
read that. He knew it.
Called it out. That's
High
right.
key knew it. He stays woke.
I'm
That's
woke,
right.
man.
That's right.
The one that got me was
Hey.
shade. Somebody who dropped the word shade, and I'm
Oh,
like,
man.
what?
We thought about putting that one on.
Yeah,
there,
no, I got schooled on that one from Pittsburgh already.
Oh, okay.
Keep that in mind.
Yeah. Last one. Receipts.
Receipts, huh?
Yes.
Oh boy. Receipts. I don't know. I keep too many damn receipts. I know that.
I know I keep too many.
Yeah. It receipts. It is somebody who keeps track of the wrong things you've done.
Very close. Very
Oh,
close.
man.
It's very, very, very
Yeah.
Man, I'm almost cool.
Yeah.
He's getting there.
You want proof of lying.
Oh.
So via screenshots or text messages, like say somebody's cheating on somebody or whatever,
Something.
and then like you don't believe them. Like
no way, that person didn't say that.
No
do that.
way. Yeah.
Got proof.
I need the receipts.
Send you the proof.
Yep.
There they
So
are.
it's calling them out. And
Yes.
you're calling them out for the receipts.
Yep. But you have the proof.
Yeah.
Yes.
I read that. I'm calling you out for some receipts.
There you go.
There
See,
you go.
Right.
Look at that.
I read that.
There you go,
I need
man.
receipts.
So Chris is on the streets today using 6 hipster words, man. Look me up.
Find him on the street. See if he uses them correctly.
All you got to do is come up to me and say what? And I'll drop my 6 hipster words on you.
All of them
Right.
in one sentence.
Yes.
All in one sentence. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That was
Thirsty
great.
asshole trying to get in a shit with me. But I read them because they're extra busted.
Extra busted.
And I have the receipts.
I
to
got the
prove it.
I have
receipts to
receipts
prove it.
One more time. Good job.
I think I used them all.
You used all 6 of them. I think you nailed it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got 1 out of 6. Hopefully next week I'll do better.
Yeah.
Rachel said, I'm learning a lot today. I feel like I'm in school again.
And of course, guys, you know, you could
Yes,
always send
hilarious.
Epic your ideas for say what
Yeah.
what kind of hipster terms
Definitely.
to use, you know,
Yeah.
and see
Yes.
if
Absolutely.
Thank you, Allison, for thinking our segment was the bomb. She said it was hilarious, but I'm saying the bomb.
All right. So that's the show.
That is the show.
we did it again.
Yes.
Only a minor technical issue.
Yes.
this time.
Only minor.
Yes.
Next week on the show, we're going to have Sarah Emanuel Kaminsky.
Ooh.
She is a comedian. We are going to... I don't remember.
What are we going to do?
I don't remember.
We're going to be sitting
There
in the
was
same
something-
fucking place.
Yeah, pretty much.
Doing this, almost the
I
same
think Chris
shit.
will be back.
Yeah, I'm back.
Chris will be here.
Antonio won't be.
I will be,
There's-
probably.
I hope, Ashley.
I
I
should
don't
be,
remember.
as
I
long
thought
as
there
I'm
was
here.
somebody that was coming in the studio, but I guess not. But
Well,
anyways,
they have to tune in and see if
Yes.
we're going to have a
Yeah.
4th
yeah,
and a
We'll see how it
surprise.
goes. Thank you, Allison.
absolutely. Thank you, Allison. But yeah, I just want to thank you guys for tuning in.
Dealing
See you
with this
next
mess.
week. Make sure you follow us on the social medias: Facebook,
Share
YouTube,
this damn
Instagram.
thing.
Share the video.
Check us
Buy
out
our
on the
stuff.
epicradioshow.com.
Say
Buy
mean
the
things.
merch
Mean
on
dots.
Etsy.
Go eat some buttons.
Yeah.
Handies under
Absolutely.
the bridge. Find Chris.
Say
Demand
what?
demand these words.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
All these things you need
And
to do.
I gave him a very good example to use.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
he'll remember that for later.
Yeah.
Tell us how that goes.
Until I start drinking beer.
Then he'll be
right.
like,
No. I'll
he's
be
just
like,
gonna be using them all backwards and like, girl, you is
"You're
extra.
busted. I like that.
Oh man.
Awesome.
All right, but thank
Been
you
a good
guys
time.
again. I'll see you next week, and
You
as
guys are great.
always, make life epic.
We love you.
Dear Mr. President, there are too many states nowadays. Please eliminate 3. I am not a crackpot.
Oh, wow, that was terrible.
Hasta la vista, baby.
That's my only real motivation, is not to be hassled. That and the fear of losing my job, but you know, Bob, that'll only make someone work just hard enough not to get fired.
And I'm sorry, we're out of time. Bye.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Please leave this office.
Do we get any sort of souvenir?
Get out of my office!
Oh my God, it feels so good. Oh yeah, oh slow down. Oh yeah, who's your daddy?
That's all, folks.